we have found out that the 4th District is one of the not-so-kind districts in Washington, D.C.
Amen. Yes.
We have found out because I'm not just only a member of the Nation of Islam, I'm the ANC chairman of 4B in Washington. So I represent the community in that district. So I hear all kinds of complaints about the 4th District that we really want to straighten up. And even myself have come into some conflict with some of the officers in that district. The same kindness treatment that went out for the district government employees, where Mary Berry held a seminar so district employees would know how to speak with one another, know how to treat one another when they call on the phone. That same kind of seminar, I would suggest, should go on with the Metropolitan Police Department. I entered into the police department and was almost just about literally cussed out by our officer, Derek Wallace. And he wasn't in uniform, but he wanted me to respect him as an officer, not in uniform. When I wouldn't allow him to talk to me any kind of way because he was an officer and I was a citizen. He didn't know who I was and I didn't know who he was. So a verbal exchange went on because he was disrespecting me in my eyesight. This has to be changed. Us have to change our way of thinking about us. Because you will find, and most of us out here will bear witness, that we get a lot of bad treatment from the police officers who look just like us. Can I get a witness? We get the worst, some kind of treatment from the officers that look like us.
And you call your brother.
And then they want to show that they could actually do a worse job against us than the officers who don't look like them. They want to prove that I can outshine you by beating my own brother down, by shooting my own brother. We can't have this in a city that's so-called black, with a black fire chief, a black police chief, a black school department, and everywhere in the city, everything is at its worst conditions in Washington. The school system is falling apart. Is that right? The political system has fell apart. With the conditions like this, the love that we need to have for one another will turn all of these conditions around that we see ourselves experiencing in so-called black Mecca. We think this is the Mecca of Washington, of the United States government. But we are experiencing some of the worst changes and conditions in a city that has been experienced in the United States. Wow. We cannot continue to live in this condition, or as my brother Malik said, Farrakhan, that the whole country will go up in smoke, because the people will not accept the kind of things that's being lashed on them. We cannot continue to accept this. We have to fall in love with one another. We have to see that when my son is killed, your son is killed. We have to see when one of us is hurt, all of us is hurt. And our love that we demonstrate for one another will stop the killing. And they won't even want to actually touch you because they know if I touch him, I have touched the whole community of black people in Washington, D.C. And I won't allow boundaries to restrain me because he lives in Southeast and he lives in Northwest.